I'm here to get drunk.
Drink.
Hi, I'm Jessica.
Am I stroking?
Yeah. Hi, I'm Sonia. We're so drunk, I'm like, ah.
Hi, and I'm Dawn Marie. Dawn.
And we are Opinionated Lushes, a comedy and society podcast where we like to drink and talk shit.
Jessica's doesn't. Jessica's normal. We start our episodes off with a question and a drink word. We usually never stay on topic or wait for the drink word to start drinking. She's freaking out because I'm talking.
There's a new episode of Opinionated Lushes every Friday on all streaming platforms.
An unedited episode Saturday on YouTube. I finished my drink during pre-drinks, and now my tummy hurts.
If you want to grab a drink with us,
Any kind of drink, and get ready to laugh.
Make sure to follow.
And bring your opinions.
Hello, I'm David.
I'm Liam.
And I'm Mitchell. And we are the Wait What podcast. We release new episodes every Thursdays and Saturdays.
All those episodes are available on all podcasting platforms, and you can find us on Twitter at WaitWhatPodTrio.
And when we are creating that podcast source, we are listening to Truly 24/7 Radio. Visit their link tree to find all their stations at linktr.ee/Truly Radio 247, where you will find all different types of jams.
Yo, what up? This is Jay Muse, and you're listening to the Gray's Taproom Podcast. Snooch to the douche.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is another fantastic episode of the Gray's Taproom Podcast. And I'm Mike.
And I am the Trash Can Tabby. You introduced that very eloquently. You weren't like, good evening, butthole lickers, nipple suckers.
I didn't want to be rude.
You didn't want to be rude?
I didn't want to be dumb.
Why? Normally you are.
I know.
Normally you're like, why don't you just stick your finger up your butt, you stupid?
Well, yeah. I wanted to try something new.
You wanted to be kind.
I wanted to be nice.
And courteous.
I did.
Because of our guest.
Yes.
That's exactly why you wanted to.
Yes.
But why?
It felt necessary.
It felt necessary. Well, I'll say it. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, you fart box lickers.
Okay. Anywho.
Got you off guard that time.
That went a little up.
You're welcome.
Okay. So this week we have a very, very, very special guest. Someone who I personally am a huge fan of. I think this man is hilarious. I've seen a lot of his clips on TikTok. I've watched him on Dry Bar Comedy. He was a semifinalist on season 8 of Last Comic Standing. You can check out his special Waffles and Dragons on Dry Bar Comedy right now. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the show the very funny Tommy Ryman. Woo! Tommy, how you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm excited. What a filthy show. That intro was wild. Wow, you really let your audience, you really let them have it. That was good. I like that.
You should normally hear him on a good episode where he's not like, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Taproom.
It is an 18 and older show.
It's comedy, and we have to make sure that no children listen.
Not fun for the whole family.
It is not fun for the whole family, not family friendly.
Tommy, thank you so much for being on the show, man. It's a great privilege and honor to have you here. Would you?
Great honor, privilege.
Yeah, everything that I said. Would you do us the honor of letting our listeners know everything about you?
Blood
sure.
type, shoe size.
Blood type. I'm Pisces. I can't remember my blood type. Which that's a Steven Rogers bit. He's like, everybody knows their astrological sign, but nobody knows their blood type. That's what's scary.
I know both.
Nice. See, that's important. But yeah, I'm a stand-up comedian. I've been doing stand-up for a long time. It was all on my intro. I was on Last Comic Standing. I have 2 dry bar comedy specials and a bunch of social media stuff. So, and finally, my peak of my career, I'm on the Gray's Taproom podcast, which is dope. Yeah.
We appreciate you so much for coming on.
Yeah,
of course.
It's been the highlight of our week.
That's good. I'm anything that I could do to make. I mean, it's sad to me that it's the highlight of your week, but that I appreciate that. That's really nice.
Well, I wasn't saying just you. I'm saying like podcasting in general is the highlight. Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Having you on is
better.
Added.
You're like, all right, that's okay. That makes more sense. That's good.
Well, we have a radio show that we do bi-weekly.
Mm-hmm.
We're also radio DJs, and we were sitting up here in the studio one night doing the show. It was, I guess, the day that I messaged you about coming on. Right before that, I was watching one of your videos on TikTok.
Oh, nice.
With your very beautiful Great Dane that you have.
Oh, okay, that would be Minnie. Yes.
Yeah. And I looked up. I went, oh my gosh, I forgot I was friends with him on Facebook. And back during COVID, he did a Zoom stand-up thing, and he sent out a link to like X number of people. And I was like one of the first to comment on it, so I got an invite back in 2020. And I was like, oh my goodness. So
he muted you immediately.
Yeah, he blocked me.
Yeah.
No. But
no, that.
Go ahead.
Did you watch that show? Did you see it?
Yes. I was and I was with you, yeah.
Because that was my first Zoom show. I didn't really understand what it was. It was, and nobody really was. It was like literally like the first week of lockdown. I was like, would anybody want this? Because like all my stuff got canceled, and I was just trying to keep busy. I'd fled LA, and I remember like I didn't know all the rules to Zoom. So like some guy he shared his phone by accident, and I didn't know like how to stop it. And then he thought he was sharing it to like his TV so he could watch the show, but he was just sharing it to everybody watching the show. And I was like, sir, don't put your phone, stop it. But yeah. And then I finally got good at Zoom shows about right when Zoom shows stopped. That's when I was like, okay, I can actually do this now. But because I remember in our chat message, I was like, oh man, he's got one of the first Zoom link I sent out to everybody that commented, like, I'll come.
I think I was like the first or second person to comment on that post when he made it, because I was on Facebook at the time.
Scrolling around.
Well, it was COVID.
Well,
COVID had just started.
And I was working 12-hour days.
Yeah. And
you were sitting around scrolling, talking to Tommy.
This guy I saw on YouTube, he's like sitting, and I had never heard of Zoom, so you were my introduction to Zoom in general.
Yeah, I think a lot of people at that show, that was their first like trying to figure it out. But that was
that was a lot of fun.
Yeah. But now I'm doing live shows again, which is nice to see human bodies in the. But I see a lot less dogs and stuff, which is that was always fun with the Zoom shows. I was like,
are there any pet friendly?
Actually,
pet friendly comedy clubs?
There's so much comedy in breweries now, so there actually is a lot of dogs occasionally at live shows.
That's awesome.
But Minneapolis, where I'm based, there's a funny, like the main club I work at is Acme Comedy. That's where I came up. And then there's Sisyphus Brewing has a comedy club, like it's a brewery, and like they built half of it's like a comedy club. It's really nice set up. And I brought Minnie there once. I brought the Great Dane on stage with me, and she is. Yeah, it was pretty fun. She just sat there.
She's so cute.
Stole the show.
Yeah, she really did. And then probably barked, but didn't have an accident or anything. But would have stepped up if she would just poop on command. It could be a really good closer.
Get you off the stage real quick.
Right? Like, good night, everyone.
Poop jokes are funny.
Well, we do have a few questions that we wanted to ask you, and one of the ones that I came up with is, what got you into wanting to pursue stand-up?
I felt like I had watched some stand-up like growing up, like on Comedy Central, all those half-hour presents. So it was like who I was influenced by was like Nick Swartzen, Maria Bamford, Dane Cook had a half-hour special. Mitch Hedberg was like my main idol that I like.
Yeah.
He's like how I learned how to write jokes. I had like both his albums memorized, and then because he was a one-liner, so it was just like set up punchline. So that's how I learned. If you saw me when I first started, like back in 2005 or 2006, like you would like there was one comic that was like, "Hey man, just so you know, we already got Mitch Hedberg," because I would like just did Mitch. Like I wrote my own jokes, but I was like, "All right," like I was just doing impressions of Mitch Hedberg because it's how I learned. And then later, I kind of found my voice, and now I do kind of more storytelling or goofy, absurdist stuff. But yeah, definitely he's who got me into stand-up, and I did get to see him live one time. He came to a theater. But he like passed away a year into me doing stand-up, and I actually went to his funeral because he was from Minnesota, and like his mom was there. And like later, I had been interviewed by the local newspaper, and they were like, "Who are your influences?" And I told them Mitch Hedberg, and then his parents wrote me like a really nice letter thanking me for like mentioning their son and stuff. So I never got to meet him, but I've met so many people that have like known Mitch, which is rad, and like hear their stories through him. But yeah, that's why. And then getting into stand-up though, I had kind of written stuff down, and then I went to our local comedy club and just went to the open mic night. And then I didn't know you could get a job with it. I didn't understand like how comedy worked. Like I didn't know you could host or feature. And then I thought everybody on the show had been like on TV. Like I thought they were way more some of them had, but most of them were just like local comics. But then they hired me as like house MC, and then a couple comics started taking me on the road, and then I got on TV, and now I'm super famous.
Oh yeah, that's
right.
Love it.
Mitch Hedberg, he was great. I used to watch his stuff on Comedy Central all the time when I was a kid.
What a Cinderella story.
Yeah.
My question for you would be, if you could be remembered for one thing, what would it be?
Oh man. Like stand-up wise, I don't know. I mean
anything.
In general.
It's either that or like my Lego collection. I mean, I'm building a pretty wicked city in my basement. Like I kind of would like to be like he loved Lego. Like my friend, he just brought his 4-year-old to my house, and
oh no.
Yeah, and I bought him like this Lego set, so he's building that, and then he lives in Texas, so I've never met my friend's kid, and he was over and then did not want to leave because apparently my house is like heaven for a 4-year-old. Like it's just literally filled with like toys and like superhero like comic books. I don't have kids and like pets, so he was just like, "What is this place?" And I was like, "This is what you do with disposable income when you don't have children. You just get to buy yourself toys, man." I was like, "Someday you can have this."
Our house and your house sound the exact same.
Yeah, we have pets and comics and toys and action figures and
that's right.
There's a lot of Superman. We have this thing above our kitchen, this railing, and there's a lot of I have a specific corner that's all just Superman.
And then I have a whole row, like the whole fucking wall full of Lord of the Rings stuff that people have given me over the years.
You like Superman? I have, Superman's my other thing that I collect. I have a full room of Superman stuff, and I have all the comics back to 19. I have Action and Superman all the way back to 1953, like in a row, and then I have some earlier. But
tell them about your jar of peanut butter.
I think you're my new best friend.
We're best friends.
My grandmother, when I was, let's see, that's a 1986 jar of peanut butter. But I think I was about 2 when I got it. So it was a year-old jar of peanut butter at the time.
We have a 38-year-old jar of peanut butter sitting on top. That's a Superman peanut butter.
Yeah.
Is there peanut butter in it still?
There is, and there is one scoop taken out of it.
It's about 3/4 full.
Whoa! I wonder how that. I would be scared to open it.
Well, he opened it when we moved into this house, and it went. Psh.
Yeah. It.
Oh wow! Yeah.
It sounded like you're opening a fresh can of Coke.
Wow! Yeah.
Like a fresh soda pop fizz.
Some type of gas built up in there. Who knows what you just released? But that's pretty rad.
That explains the ghosts in the house now.
one of our favorite games when our friends come over and they get super drunk. It's like, how drunk are you? Would you take a spoonful of peanut butter? Would you?
Oh no. That's fun. That's a good test though, because if they're like, yeah, you're like, all right, you're cut off. You probably shouldn't.
And the answer is you wouldn't.
Yeah, all of them have turned us down. No one's taken a taste at all, and it's rude because we offer them food and they turn it down.
You know what? That is rude. This is some classic vintage peanut butter that you let them drink. They won't even offer it. Yeah, I don't know. I guess all my collectibles, like my family's always like, are you gonna like sell it? And I'm like, no, this is a burden on you guys for when I die. Like, you have to go figure out what to do with this. This is why I like to collect stuff. But
no, you have to be very specific in your will. Do not sell any of this. Keep it forever.
Don't even let. I'm just like, you got to find a place for it now.
Yeah.
No.
Build a special room and put it all in there and wrap it all in plastic and keep it safe.
Yes.
Exactly. Temperature controlled, a crisp 69, 70 degrees at all times.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Got it. Not humid. I don't know.
Yep. Humidifier and a dehumidifier at the same time.
Yeah.
It's got to be an equal balance.
Exactly. But I don't know what I want to be known for. And good jokes. Like, usually it changes. Like, people know me for different bits, but based on like when they first started watching me. So that's kind of fun. When people are like, I used to be like, I had a bit about credit card swiper at Barnes & Noble. That was like my first, like, when people would see me, be like, that guy's that bit. And then it was a rat story bit when I was on Last Comic Standing. And then a lot of people know my mom's river activation. Yeah. I have a bit about that. My mom is a super hippie lady, so that's kind of the one that people comment on.
I was gonna say on YouTube that I saw a clip of you telling that bit, and that's what like got me into your comedy.
I'm gonna play a clip.
No, was your mother's river activating thing.
Yeah, that was like for my first Dry Bar special, and that's the first thing, even more than Last Comic Standing, that like all of a sudden my fan page like went way up and like people were sharing it. Like, it was on Facebook. Like, now that's happening for like Instagram Reels. Like, that's how Matt Rife got super famous. Everybody was sharing TikTok, Instagram Reels, but that was my first experience of what was going on Facebook, which is now then we had to just keep moving platforms. So yeah, but that's cool that the river activation one. That's what a lot of people know, and it's true. It's all true. She does that.
Is she still doing it today?
Yeah, well, I think she finished the river. Like, she said,
oh my God,
that the rivers are done in North America. She's done some in other countries, or she's like sent them. She like sends pre like activated crystals to like mail them to people she knows and be like, toss this in the river. I'm like, I don't know. That seems what happens in the postal service. And now she's working with like rocks and stuff. She's always out there doing something.
Well, before you go to the next question,
go ahead.
If you could be remembered for one thing, what would it be?
You're asking me this again?
Uh-huh.
I still don't have an answer from last time you asked me this.
Well, you're on the spot. Let's go.
Who was it that asked me that? Moose Lounge.
Moose Lounge. Yeah. Jeff and Amos.
I think my answer is the same now as it was then. I want to be remembered for being a good husband and parent.
And you said it in the right order. Good job.
Yeah. You first for our child.
Smart.
You can put the gun down now. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Oh, man. I thought I saw something. I was like, he looks really nervous.
I know you previously stated that Mitch Hedberg was a huge influence in your comedy. Who else? Is there any other known, like, world famous comedians that have been around for decades that you really looked up to, like, growing up?
Like, older than, like, before him, or you just mean like besides
in general? Like, were you George Carlin, Sam Kinison, Eddie Murphy, anyone like?
Yeah, I didn't
eras of comedy.
Yeah, I didn't grow up on like those. Like Steve Martin, I loved. Bob Newhart, okay. Carlin, obviously, but I wasn't like exposed to him until I got into comedy. Like, I didn't know, like, I wish like really like I was weird. I was really just introduced to like comedy in the 90s. Like my dad I would hear like some of his comedy stuff.
Okay.
But yeah, Louis Anderson is like not like old school, but he was basically everybody from Minnesota because it's like Maria Bamford, Nick Swartz, and Louis Anderson, Chad Daniels. We're all super Mary Mac, but
I like Chad Daniels. I just discovered him about 2 years ago recently.
Yeah.
He's really funny.
He's fantastic.
Oh, is it my turn?
Yeah, go ahead.
What is the best compliment you have ever gotten or received? I don't know why I wrote gotten because I'm from Kentucky. That's exactly why. What's the best compliment you've ever gotten?
I don't know. I mean, it's pretty general, but I mean, people have told me like their comedies help them stuff. That's always nice to hear. It's always weird when people thank me for being a clean comic. That's always a weird compliment to me because I'm like, I mean, you're welcome, but I just that's nice. But they're always like, that's so powerful or brave, and I'm like, nah, I don't know, not really. Like, I just don't get dirty. My first album there's a little dirty on there. If you guys ever want to hear a not dry bar comedy, listen to Bath Time with Tommy Ryman. That'll really.
Oh, we're gonna listen to it as soon as this is over.
Oh yeah,
we're going.
I'm sure your kids away.
Oh no, he's fine. He's heard much worse.
Okay,
we'll listen to it up here while he's down
there.
No,
I want to send him up here, and we'll go down there and watch it on the big screen.
Okay, that works. Make him go in his room and watch YouTube videos of Minecraft and Fortnite. Yeah.
Headphones.
So another question I had for you is
rapid fire.
Oh, sorry, I had a blank for a second. I apologize.
That's okay.
So you were on season 8 of Last Comic Standing, right?
Yeah.
So is there anything about that being on that show that you could tell us? Like, how did you get on that show? Or what did you do to prepare for your sets during that?
Just saying, you're cool and all, but I stopped watching after season 3.
Yeah, everybody did. So yeah, because when I was on it, Wanda Sykes had taken over as producer. Because it used to be, I can't remember who it was. It was like a famous manager guy. It was
Jay Moore.
Well, he was hosting it, but the person who produced it was, I should know as a comic. But anyways, when they took it over, they were like, we really just want this to be like a showcase for comics. It's not going to be like you're living in a house. Like they really made you just tell you like, we're not going to make you look weird. Like just prepare it as like you're doing a bunch of late night sets is kind of how I thought about it. But I had auditioned for the show since season 3 or whenever Josh Blue won it. Like that was the first time I ever like stood in line.
Yep.
Like early in my comedy career. And I was actually briefly on that show. Like I didn't get on it, but they like cut to me in like a clip and I had like long hair and I was trying to grow a beard at the time. So I looked completely different, but I have like a VHS copy that my mom made of it. So I want to try to put it on TikTok because it's just
waiting to hit that record
for real. Yeah. Like, because I was like, well, the cameras were there. And so she just taped the whole thing and I actually got in that. And then Louis Anderson got me an audition. No, then the next year. So that first year I actually waited in line, like in a tent. You used to have to wait in line. Then the next year, and then you found out there was people that had appointments and stuff. But so then the next year I had an appointment and then did not move on. Then a third time when Greg Giraldo was hosting with Kindler, I can't remember what season that was, probably
6.
It might have been 6 or 7. It was when Tommy John again and was like one of the top 5. But then I flew out to New York for the first time. Didn't get on that time. And I had worked with Kindler and like Giraldo and I like talked. So for this final, like I was like so done with the show. I was like, whatever, like it's just not for me. And right before I did Last Comic Standing, I had been on a Nickelodeon show that was Caroline Ray hosted, and I got edited out of that. So I was just kind of like burnt out of any I was like, this is like none of this ever works out. And I got the call that they were gonna fly us out to LA. I was living in Minnesota, and they go, "Hey, we're gonna fly you out for an audition for Last Comic Standing. I was like, whoa, that's cool. So they flew you out, put you up. They brought out a ton of people, I think. And so I did my audition and it felt good. Like they're all like just a bunch of producers. There's no audience. And it was at the old John Lovett's like theater over by Universal. And so I flew back home and then I got the call like, yep, you're going to be, they narrowed it down to 100. That's how they started it, was with like 100 comics. So they flew us back out and they were going to narrow it down to 25, I think was the semifinals is what it went down to. And so that was, so I flew out, did that, moved on to the next round. And then they were going down to the top 10, which that feels like should be the semifinals, but they still said I was the semifinals. So I don't know, but So, and then I ended up being in like 6 episodes because they cut it all up different. And that was my experience, but it was super fun. All the judges were fun. The producers were cool. And it was like, it felt like comedy summer camp because they kept flying back and forth to LA and they put you all up in the same hotel. And like I was there with Emily Galati, Lachlan Patterson. I don't know if you know, Rodman was the guy who won, but Alingnon was another comic. It was just super fun, like hangout time.
That's awesome, man.
So, and then nobody watched it. So, but from that, that's how I quit my day job though, because that's from that I got agents and managers and stuff like that, and then later got my dry bar specials, and now who knows?
On to the
next. That was a long-winded last comic story. That wasn't even that exciting. You're like, do you have any like funny things that happen? I was like, this is the whole my journey with that television show.
No, honestly, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
I unfortunately auditioned for American Idol when it came here to Louisville long time ago, and I waited in line for 8 hours.
She has a beautiful voice.
Then
by the way,
thank you. Then they moved me inside with everybody else in the arena in our Freedom Hall State Fair location, like huge
venue
place.
Nice.
And
it's an arena.
So everybody's sitting in there, and then they're like, hey, we're gonna sing Sweet Caroline. And then like we sang it for almost an hour straight as they're videoing everybody.
Whoa.
Then they're like, all right, here we go for the auditions. Well, we didn't know, but they had partitioned this huge arena into like 32, 48 small 8x8 curtain sections. I mean, there's thousands of people here, and you walk up and you're like standing in line with 4, 5, 6 other people, and they're like, all right, you've got 20 seconds to sing a song. Well, I had already been there. I think I went on Saturday morning at 7 a.m. and it's already like Sunday afternoon at 2:00. And producers, makeup artists, PAs, anybody they could grab to be a judge is sitting there, and they're just done with it. So I get up and I'm like, sing a song. Nope. They said, thank you. At that point, I'm like, they've already gotten the people that they've wanted. So I went home just watching the whole thing. Like, can you see me? Can you see me? No.
At least it wasn't Simon Cowell telling you no.
I would rather have Simon tell me no, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would be nice to at least get onto the show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, it's okay if Simon Cowell tells you no, but if anyone else does,
if he's like, go home, at least I made it to that point where Simon Cowell's looking me in the face and go home.
And Paula Abdul and Randy Jackson.
Oh, yeah, it was them at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it was like season 3.
Oh,
2, 3.
Ruben Stoddard won.
Ruben was the first
Kelly
one.
Clarkson won.
Or she won the... Who won the first one?
No, Justin guy.
Justin did
Kelly
not
Clarkson
win.
Won season 2. Carrie Underwood.
Carrie Underwood won season 3.
Yeah.
That was my season that I should have won it, god damn it.
You were on a show with Carrie Underwood.
I was not on the show.
Technically.
No.
She probably waited in that line with you. Or is she not from
I think she was in Nashville.
Yeah, dang. I guess. That's crazy though, because that was, I mean, such a Last Comic was a big show, but American, that's a huge show. Like, so the amount of people that probably showed up for that, because even when I waited in line, there was still a lot, but they also took the line away from Last Comic Standing because people were like, wait, all these people are coming in for auditions. They're like, why Doug Benson didn't camp out? Like people started realizing that there was like managers and agents that were getting people spots.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's like I said, they had this girl who won the Kentucky State Fair Miss Pageant Queen of the Cow Farts or something.
That's a Kentucky thing.
Yeah, it really is. Or the corn soybean princess or whatever open up with the Pledge of Allegiance and then or the Star Spangled Banner or whatever, and she was singing and they're like, you get a gold pass, you get to go on to the next stage. I was like,
well, I mean, she was the queen of the cow farts. I don't know why she wouldn't. That's seems like a big honor in Kentucky.
Oh, you have no idea.
I want her to go head to head with me with real farts.
On the cow farts?
No.
Real farts.
I mean, my turn.
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
You just asked a question.
Sorry. My apologies.
All right, let's see here. Ooh, what is an insult you've received that you are proud of?
I don't know. There's no like
advice.
There's no cool ones. I mean, like there's a bunch of mean YouTube comments, but I'm never like nice. Like I don't know.
See, one of mine was about a year ago. I got completely shit-faced, and I was talking trash. Well, when am I not? But I got completely trashed, and I was shit-talking on all of my social media platforms. Like, come at me, let's go. We're gonna banter. We're gonna just shit all over each other.
Friendly roasting.
Very friendly roasting.
Was it Big Nick?
No.
Oh.
I'm talking about my name.
Oh.
So on Facebook, Jordan from Dad's on Dayquil and Jake from Bleach Bros Podcast, they both came at me and they're like, oh, so now I said something about being trashed or I'm trash or something. They're like, haha, you're trash can Tabby. So now that's carried on a year later to where I'm the trash can.
Hey, you just took it on as your identity. That's impressive.
Yeah. I kind of flipped the script where they were like, oh, this is going to be on you. But I took it as nice. You just gave me something to work with.
That's her
signature.
Show, like, yeah, her character or whatever.
It's not even a character. That's just like, okay, I'm trash and.
Well, it's like Howard Stern is the shock jock.
Oh, yeah.
You're the trash can.
Mm-hmm.
It's like your persona your on-air persona.
Oh, yeah.
I think if that's the right term.
Mm-hmm.
The trash can. Nice job. Yeah. Good job.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Turn it around on them.
I did. And, by the way, Jake, if you're listening, suck my dick.
Take a drink.
I said it, not him.
Well, I know.
I'll take it. Okay.
There you go.
So, being in the line of stand-up comedy as a career, what are some things that you do to prepare yourself before you go on stage? Do you have any rituals, like anything you do, like to prepare?
Do you do like hot steam yoga? Do you do like
meditation? Anything you do? Hot steam yoga.
I don't know.
Not
it's like
really.
where you do like a sweat lodge thing and you bend yourself. I don't.
I mean, I always try to get my set list together and then depending, but just be usually pretty calm. But a lot of people will notice when I'm backstage with them, I'll like move around a lot. Like I was doing lunges once and somebody was like, what are you doing? I was like, I have no idea. I have a lot of nervous energy. I'm just trying to work out. But yeah, mostly now it's just like getting the set list together and relaxing before. It's pretty much, but yeah, I have no like specific thing of like, I need this glass of tea that I drink right before, and then I move this thing. But
red M&Ms.
Yeah.
Even
and it all depends on the show. Like if I'm like recording for something, then I try not to drink a lot of coffee. I love coffee, but if I drink too much before like a big show, that I'm extra jittery because I already like move around a lot. So, but yes, that's my final answer.
Locking it in.
That's
locking
and
in.
That's the correct answer.
Man, yes.
No, I've listened to a lot of other comedians' podcasts, and they always talk about stuff that they do before, like they prefer ways that they mentally prepare themselves like when they're, a few moments away from their time to go up and do their set. Some people will meditate. Some will like change a habit, stuff like that.
How do you change a habit?
Well, like, I don't know. I'm not doing it.
I didn't get that. Like, what change a habit?
They'll do the stuff that they do to for themselves. They'll go into a quiet room and sit alone.
Oh.
And just
okay.
like where there's no noise,
Yeah.
And they'll go over their set list in their head, and if there's anything in their jokes that they think need to be changed, they'll do it, and stuff like that.
Sounds
13
boring.
shots. That's what I'm saying. I'm like 13 shots of tequila. Let's go.
Yeah, I break a bottle, I do 13 shots, and then I check my fly. I always make sure that my fly is up. So I'm terrified that it'll be down if I'm on stage.
Good thing I don't have that problem.
Yeah, well, lucky you.
I don't have a penis.
We know.
You know.
Well, you're a girl.
Anyway, how would your parents describe what you do?
Okay.
Like, you know how like some parents are like, oh, my kid's the bestest thing in the world. They tell jokes. Ha ha, funny. Or like, how would your mom describe to her friends?
She's like my biggest fan, so she's always just like, Tommy's doing his stand-up comedy. She loves it.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And all my whole family is like supportive. My dad was like hesitant of like the business. He was like, you can make a living at that. Like he's more practical. But then once I got on like Last Comic Standing, they kind of like came around. Like they're like, all right, I guess he's doing it. So
oh yeah.
The reason why
I bought a house, so he was like, "Oh, get it, it's good."
You good.
Stop talking about, and then I make jokes about them. So then they really like it, because then their friends get to make fun of them. They're like, "We saw Tommy's bit," and they're like, "Where did you see it? What's YouTube? I don't understand."
What's the tube?
Your dad's sitting like this with his glasses on the tip of his nose,
what?
typing in the computer.
Yeah, no, he's pretty. Him and I are like twins, basically. He's just like the older version of me.
That's
awesome. He's where I got most of my humor. He's both my mom and dad are fun, but he's like kind of dry, sarcastic like me. Which is cool. Or I guess I'm like him.
There you go.
That is kind of like a dad thing, though. Like, can you support yourself doing this? Is this financial? So, were you going to be working it while you're doing your comedy?
Mm-hmm.
Kind of. That's how my dad would be.
Your dad asks that a lot. Like, so what is this podcast stuff?
Yeah.
Like, can you make money? Or
doing this? No, that's why I'm
is
still
there
working
insurance?
where I work.
Yeah. What are the benefits of podcasts? What's the insurance company plan?
Yep.
That?
Yep. And my mom's like, oh, so you get behind a microphone and you just talk? I'm like, yeah. She's like, oh, okay. That seems pretty fun. I was like, it's a blast. She's like, cool.
Nice. Yeah, they get it. Not really, but kind of.
They're trying.
Yeah.
Parents. I just asked a question. It's yours.
I asked, how do you prepare for a show?
I just asked about the parents.
Oh, yes, you did.
And I've been drinking longer than you have.
Is this the portion where you guys just fight and I kind of watch it for a while?
If you would like to, you are more than welcome.
Special guest referee, Hell in a Cell.
Oh, in the tap room. Here we go.
The tap room of terror.
Jay is going to be so pissed that I didn't video record it if I beat your ass.
You couldn't.
You couldn't.
You got hit by a girl.
I could see him now.
Yeah.
He's such a goober. So you're before, when we were behind the scenes, you said you just wrapped up your tour. Is that right? Or are you just taking a break from your tour?
I was on like a 8-week spring tour, and so summer I just didn't schedule. Like the next big show I have is a big amphitheater in Medora, North Dakota, at the Burning Hills Amphitheater, which will be fun. And then I took basically all of August off to go on vacations, and then I'll start up another tour in the fall, because I'm thinking about recording another album in November or another special in the spring. But I'm like halfway there, and I never like to rush my stuff. And since my like second dry bar kind of just came out, I'm trying to rethink of like what I want to do.
Yeah.
But
Do you is there any venues that you've played throughout your career that stand out more than others? Do you have like a favorite place that you've performed at?
Yeah, I mean, there's certain clubs that I love, like Acme, where I came up as one of the best comedy clubs in the country. There's a really fun Funny Bone in Omaha that I like, and Ann Arbor, Michigan has a good club. The coolest venue I ever performed in, I opened for Nick Swartzen at an arena for like 6,000 people, so that was exciting.
Ooh, that's awesome.
But they haven't asked
gosh,
me
that's
back because I don't draw that many people. But right now, I'm sure they will later. But
oh, I'm sure you're a very funny comic. I think it'll for sure, absolutely.
But I just went to I flew back from Colorado. Do you guys like Nate Bargatze?
Yes.
Bargatze, but he sold out 6 shows at the Ordway. So I think he sold like 12,000 tickets, basically, like 6 shows. And luckily I got to hang out with him. I knew his openers, but I had never met Nate, but we all kind of knew the same people. So that was really fun. But that would be nice to do what he did, is sell out 6, even one sellout of the Ordway in St. Paul, Minnesota would be nice. But
well, we hope you get that.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But I want to come to Louisville. That's where you guys in Kentucky?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Louisville or Louisville? How do I say it?
She's the native. I'm from Memphis, Tennessee. I've only lived here for about 21 years. She's from here, so that is a tag question.
I love teaching people how to say the name of the city.
I think you just made her whole night
nice.
by asking her.
Now, the next time that we meet, you have to get it right, because if not, I will be very upset. It's Louisville.
Louisville.
Put a bunch of marbles in your mouth and then try to say
Louisville.
Yeah, just Louisville.
There you go.
That makes sense. Yeah,
just
that sounded.
Be very lazy. Louisville.
Yeah. Nice.
Yep.
It is a thing with the people of the city. If you say it wrong,
we know you're from out of state.
Yeah, that's how you know someone's not from here. Is by the way they say the name of the
it's
city.
Either Louisville, Louisville, Louisville. No, it's Louisville.
Louisville. So you can go for it.
I had to learn how to say it. I was taught. I used
That's
to say
okay.
Louisville.
But as long as you're willing
Now
to learn,
sometimes-
that's what's important.
Oh yeah. Well, sometimes I'll say it wrong on purpose just to get a rise out of her.
And then I find you.
And then I'll say Louisville, and then I get this heavy glare. It's like Superman's heat vision is burning through me every time I say it wrong.
She's doing it now. It's kind of scary. I think I saw it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did you feel the fire? Could you smell the smoke?
Yeah, I'm never gonna. If once I'm there, I'm never gonna pronounce it wrong ever.
Okay, but also if you come here, remember to say Louisville, because if you say it correctly, what's up, Louisville? Anybody in the crowd who has been lives in Louisville will just be huge fans. If you fuck it up one time, they're gonna be like, "Oh, he said it wrong," like the whole time. He said it wrong.
What if I just don't say it then? That's gonna really be like, "Hey, everybody. What's up, Kentucky?"
Then we know you're taking the cheap way out.
Yeah.
Like, I taught him how to say it. He won't say it.
I'll be in the front row going,
Louisville.
Tommy. There you go. Yes. Louisville. We have a lot of podcasting friends all over the country who say it wrong on purpose just to get a rise out of me.
Yeah.
But then some of them really do try, and they're like, "I'm so sorry, I forgot." I'm like, "It's okay, you're fine. I'll give you this free pass."
Can you guys say where I'm from? Do you know?
Minnesota.
What's the city though?
What's
Oh
city?
my God, you would ask that question, man.
It's Minneapolis. It's where could you get? But some people will say like Minneapolis. They add extra letters and stuff.
No, it's Minneapolis.
If you say Minneapolis.
Then they say Twin Cities, because there's Minneapolis, and then we have our capital is St. Paul. And then people are like, what are the Twin Cities? So, and we have the Mall of America. And I don't actually I live in Richfield, Minnesota is where I live, which is south of.
That's easier to say.
Next to Minneapolis.
I've been to Minneapolis.
What did you do here?
I went to the Mall of America.
Nice. You're right by my house. We could have hung out.
Oh man, yeah, I was 8.
Okay. Well, I don't know how old I was. How old are you now?
38.
Okay, yeah, I would have been 12 or 11.
Okay. Yeah, see, we still could have hung out. I did go to the Warner
I would have been
store
10.
that was
I'm
in there.
40. I really screwed
Oh,
that
yeah.
up with the numbers. I apologize. I interrupted you.
No, you're fine. Don't worry about it. No, I remember going into the Warner Brothers, and I still have it today. It's a 15-inch Superman.
Oh, the big one.
Yeah, my giant Superman toy
one.
that's on the shelf, and the Superman corner in the kitchen.
The big one.
It sounds
that's
like the
very
coolest kitchen ever.
It's pretty awesome.
Well, we can take pictures and send it to them.
Sure.
So we can show them the cool kitchen.
All of the DC comics and Lord of the Rings
and the horror movie.
There's some Walking Dead stuff on there.
And
That's
Friday
awesome.
the 13th and Trick or Treat and a lot of the Dumb and Dumber pops.
Oh,
we have a lot of different fandoms in this house.
Yeah,
that's great.
Everything from let's see, we like Lord of the Rings, Game of Thrones. I'm trying to get into Dungeons and Dragons, but every time somebody creates a game, everybody else bills out. So I feel like I'm not welcome to play Dungeons and Dragons.
Hey, I played 2 games. I played 2 games in the past 6 months because they keep canceling on me.
That's 2 games.
I don't think they like me.
I bought dice because I was excited to learn.
I have 3 sets. I have 3 sets.
And I don't have anybody to play with.
It's tough. I've only played a couple times because there's a comedian, Jackie Cation, and her husband's like a game designer. So I played Dungeons and Dragons with her and Maria Bamford and people, which was fun. But yeah,
What's your character?
I was pretty new to it. I can't remember what I was. I was like a troll or
it's been
giant
that
or something, elf or something. I can't remember. It was quite a while. But I never got into it. I definitely looked like a kid and seemed like I definitely should have played it growing up. Like I had friends that did, but when I met them, they were kind of like going, like leaving it. Like we were like teenagers, so they used to play more. I don't know. But I see your story. I mean, good luck. I hope you can play more.
Oh,
I hope you can get into
you
it.
need 1 game.
I hope I'm welcomed into a game.
I mean, AJ, Michaela.
This is high school all over again.
Just roll to see if you get in. I think that's how you find out. Just roll, and then whatever. You'll be like, yep, I got a 6. I'm in this game. And they'll be like, no, that's not how. I'm like, nope, I rolled. My character's in.
It counts. It counts.
I decide the number, and it landed on the number, so I'm in. Give me a chair at the table. I want to play. It's okay. Tommy said I can play.
There we go.
Tommy Ryman said it's okay.
We can use that.
You can name drop me at any Dungeons and Dragons. They'll be like, who? What? Does he play this? He doesn't? All right.
You got to tell AJ that tonight.
I will.
That means we got to get a game.
Yeah. Go ahead. Did you have any more questions?
I do. I actually have, technically I have a couple more, but if you can go back and give your 18-year-old self one piece of advice, what would it be?
Man. Sometimes I think it's tell them not to go to college because I never used my college degree.
Me too.
My one class that I was taking in college, I did try stand up for the very first time. So I don't know if I would be where I am without it. But yeah, and I would just be like, hey man, just be a little bit more organized. I would tell them that, be like, because I have super ADD. Just be like, just write some stuff down, like keep a better email list. Like here, I don't know, stop getting so distracted. But other than that, I wouldn't tell them to change too much. And then I would try to stop 9/11. If I had just like turned 18 in March, like I would probably let them know, like, hey man, this is a really big event that's gonna happen. I mean, I told you not to go to college, but like you just so yeah, definitely that first, and then be like, and then decide if you want to go to school or not, or try stand up.
That's a pretty solid piece of advice.
Was that good? Yeah, I don't know.
That was good. That was good.
I always say that mine would be, I would go back in time with pictures of my ex-girlfriends and tell my 18-year-old self,
don't
see
do
these, avoid these people.
Don't do it.
At all
Okay.
costs. They're not good people. Stay away. They bring bad karma.
Mine would be I would say run.
Yeah.
Run as fast as you can.
They can't catch you. You're the gingerbread man.
I'm the gingerbread man. You monster.
Are you running from Lord Farquaad?
I am.
John Lithgow's going to get you.
Oh, God. The incoming message from the big giant head.
That's excellent.
Thank you.
That was a great TV show.
That was not even trying.
I love Third Rock from the Sun.
It is.
So what advice would you give to anyone that's wanting to aspire into stand-up comedy? Do you have any professional words of wisdom?
The main thing is find stage time. That's the most important thing for me as a comedian, is figure out a place where you can do it and do it a lot. Like when I first started stand-up, I was out every day, and I still am working out stuff quite a bit. So that would be my main piece of advice. And don't try anything. Don't be afraid to fail. You're going to bomb a lot, and just be creative and don't let people get you down, because everyone's going to tell you what to do.
Yeah. Okay. Excuse me.
That's a good one.
Right? What are you spraying? This got exciting.
I'm
Bottle
no, it's apple
Gets not in
pie
there.
spray. Oh no, we have one of our dogs up here, and somebody decided to give them deer sausage that was spicy.
Fun. Okay, so now they're spicy.
My dad's a deer hunt. He's a hunter, and he
brings us home lots of goodies.
He has
wow, that's exciting.
Any deer that he takes down, he'll take them to our processor, and they'll turn them into there's sausages, bologna,
deer sticks,
any kind of meat, any kind of meats that you can cook with. And he gave some summer sausage venison. It's got jalapenos and cheese in it. And I thought it'd be okay to give it to the dogs, and
just for nibbles and bites and snacks and treats and overindulging. And this is terrifyingly melting my face off right now.
Not realizing that it gives the dogs uncontrollable gas.
Oh God,
Right?
it smells so bad.
You have a big dog. You know about it.
Yeah, well, I have a Boston Terrier, so they're known for being gassy.
Yes.
And then the Great Dane, she actually isn't that gassy. That would be terrifying, because that would be extra. She's big.
Word of advice: don't give them broccoli.
Broccoli does make.
Oh yeah.
Broccoli is the absolute worst.
We're giving great advice on this podcast today. Your listeners are learning so much about comedy, about gas dogs, nicknames. This is good. You guys are good.
Thank you. Okay, so what is your favorite holiday movie, and what does it say about you?
Oh man, I mean, I love a ton of Christmas movies. My favorite, Christmas Story is definitely up there. That's our family tradition that we've watched. But I also love the Muppets Christmas Carol, and I also like Christmas Vacation, Chevy Chase, National Lampoons.
That's our Christmas movie.
Yeah. So yeah, but then there's Nightmare Before Christmas is a huge one, but that's a Halloween movie, but gets me geared up for Christmas.
There's
That's another episode.
Yeah. Well,
is it a Christmas movie or a Halloween movie?
Exactly.
Or both.
I guess it's a Christmas movie. When did it come out originally? Did they put it out on Halloween or Christmas?
I think it was
Probably
November.
Christmas.
I think it was in between Halloween and Christmas.
That makes sense. We should ask Tim Burton, but
oh no, we can deep dive into this. We can make this an entire episode.
So I have a bunch. These used to be set up in my room, but they're on my Nightmare Before Christmas action figures.
Nightmare Before Christmas came out October 13th.
Oh.
Did you Google it?
I did.
Okay. So it did come out as a Halloween movie. It's been decided.
And this year is the 30th anniversary of
it.
So yeah.
Do you not like it? Oh, you just got worried. Yeah.
I'm old. Every time I talk about what year a movie comes out, it scares her.
I'm aging
it
rapidly. Stop. Oh, don't remind me.
It's the inevitable. It's like Thanos. It's inevitable.
It is inevitable.
There's a guy though that's trying to de-age himself, Have you heard about him?
I saw a Brad Pitt movie where that happened.
No. There's literally he's some millionaire and he's like he gets plasma from his kid. He's got like an 18-year-old kid and
Doesn't
like
surprise me.
he takes like 30 some pills in the morning and these different like lamp. He has like a lamp and he's a lot. Everyone like they showed a video of him. I don't know if I saw it on like TikTok and it just looks like he has really good skincare now. Like he just looks very moisturized, but he does look like, and then they're like, yeah, he has like slowed the aging process. But I was like, cool. I guess if you're a billionaire, you can do anything. And if you have access to your child's plasma that they're going to give you, cool. Like it seems like a lot of work. And for his kid to be like,
what do you think the end game on something like that is? Is he hoping to be like a kid again?
I'm trying to figure out how
I mean, he wants to stop the aging process is his thing. So then he wants to be like an elf and look Lord of the Rings and live till you're 600 and still look like Liv Tyler or whatever is the ultimate.
I really hate to say this, but to stop the aging, never mind. I'm not going down that one. I want to. Okay, you know what? It's our show. Fuck it. If you want to stop the aging process, nope, don't do it.
I thought you just painted
yourself.
You what?
You just kill yourself if you want to stop the aging process.
That's so dark, but you want to still live.
That's the bad.
But yeah, technically that does stop the aging.
I mean, am I wrong?
I don't know. That was real dark. No.
Very dark.
I know, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I don't know, or just get your kid's plasma. I think that it's easy for this guy. I'm sure that's part of his allowance. He's like, "Did you mow the lawn? Did you get your plasma?" Like, please, Dad. Where is it?
The son says, "I think I'm going to donate some plasma," and his dad's like, "I have an idea.
I will take the plasma.
I need you to just follow me."
I'm just trying to think. 30 pills? That's breakfast.
That's a lot.
Yeah, and it was like all vitamins and different. I don't know what it is, but they did say it slows it. But that's a lot of work.
No, yeah, too much work. Just let me die.
Right?
Oh,
yeah,
God,
like what?
I have earned all of my wrinkles. I have earned my saggy titties.
They're
like
wisdom marks.
Let me just die.
It's wisdom.
I'm excited. I think I'm going to make a good old man. I'm pretty I just picture myself like 80 on like a scooter, just like woo, and like
you would do anything you want
goofy.
to.
Yeah, I don't know how
At
my
that
hair.
point,
it'll be gray. Does that look okay?
Look at that. It's like full and thick.
But I definitely look pretty wrinkly. I can't. Here we go.
No.
But no, I want to be 80 years old, and I want like people to walk down the street and like move wrong, and I'm like, you stupid motherfuckers, you suck.
Oh, you want?
And you can't do anything because I'm an old woman.
The no filter, just shout. That'll be good times. My mom is very good at that, and it horrifies me still. Like when I'm just like, oh no, you can't, please. But she's done that forever. Like even when she was in like her 30s or 40s, she was so. I don't know when she started early. She's very sweet. I shouldn't say that too. She's nice, but she's also.
No, that's amazing. Like that is somebody. That is somebody that I strive to be. Is to that point where it's like. I'm close to death. I'm on the other side of death. Like, let's go. Come on. Fuck you. Don't care.
Yeah.
You've lived your life. You've earned your stripes. Just have fun with it.
Oh, God, yeah.
You know what I want to get is when I'm old, is one of those novelty canes that has like the horn and a rearview mirror on it. Have you seen those?
God.
The ones that they sell like.
No.
Where do you put the hand? You just hold it?
Yeah, it's just a regular cane.
You hold it, and then the rearview mirror's right here, and the horn's here, and no.
Oh, that's adorable. Oh, so it's a cane, but it comes with a hand. I like that. Yeah, you should for sure get that.
It's a bicycle mirror that's just screwed onto it, and then there's one of those awooga horns.
Yeah.
The awooga. Oh, the awooga.
Yeah, like the Roger Rabbit horns.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, it's one of those, and you just walk with it, and if somebody's in your way, you honk your horn at them, and they'll move.
I was hoping it would be a clown horn.
It is. Well, it could be one of those two. It could be a bullhorn if you want, dealer's
I think
choice.
a bicycle horn.
Yeah, or a bell.
Ding ding. No.
If your knees are too old to pedal, you just put a bicycle bell on your cane or on your walker, or on your scooter, whatever you want. You're old. The world is yours.
And it'll be the future at this point.
That might be. Well, no, we'll have hover boards by then.
Hoverboard?
Like the actual ones, like in Back to the Future.
Oh, where you get like on a skateboard with no wheels?
And
and
it
you
doesn't. It
just-
actually hovers and nothing's touching the ground. Like Marty McFly's pink hoverboard,
Mm,
but with a horn and a bell.
okay.
Wishful thinking. Anyway. Wishful thinking.
Do you have any more
I'll
questions?
invent it.
Let me make sure I don't have anything else.
Oh, yeah. Old people things. I'll still probably
No.
play with Legos and
I'll double check if I have any questions for myself either. I think I'm
Yeah,
good.
please
Yeah.
do, please do. Oh, I got one more.
okay. Go
What
for it.
is your favorite What is your favorite childhood memory?
Man, there's some fun ones of just like trips and stuff with my dad and my sister. Was probably we went down a trip to Colorado, which was really fun. We went to this Shakespeare festival. There's like plays. So we're in Boulder, Colorado. And then it was on a college campus that I had never been there as a kid. But there was one security guard that was very odd because there's a bunch of skateboarders. And then he just stood in front of a skateboarder and just shouted dismount. Like really, like he was like, dismount. And then the kid just like ran into him. And I thought that was pretty rad because he just like, there was no way he could stop in time. And then he yelled at him for skateboarding. And then my dad was like, let's go to this play. And I was like, all right, cool.
Diversion.
Yeah. And then also he took us like Yellowstone once and got way too close to the bison. And then later when we went like checking the lodge, they're like, please don't get close to the bison. And I was like, we just did that. You are not a good dad. You almost injured all of us. But yeah, it was mostly family trips. Those are my favorite memories.
Your dad sounds like he was fun on family trips.
Yeah, he was good. Listen to audiobooks, play mini golf. He's a good dad. And yeah,
Awesome.
and trips with my mom. Yeah, they were both fun.
Unlike my dad, we're leaving Gettysburg. We're gonna go to Washington D.C. Washington D.C. is boring. I want to stay with the ghosts.
Oh, in Gettysburg, PA?
Yes.
I've always wanted to visit there.
Well, we'll go.
I would love to.
Let's go.
I've been to everywhere else in Pennsylvania, just not there.
Really?
Yeah.
That's
Philly,
surprising.
Pittsburgh, the Youghiogheny River, all that fun stuff. Well, Tommy, thank you again so much for being on the show. It's been great having you.
This was awesome. I love you. You guys have a great podcast. The Grays.
Thank you so
Taproom.
much.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Is there anything? Do you have any upcoming tour dates or anything that you'd like to promote?
Well, if you're listening in North Dakota, July 31st, I'll be in the Burning Hills Amphitheater in Medora. And then, but other than that, I'm going to have a bunch of more dates in the fall added. So just keep checking TommyRyman.com, or you can subscribe to my email list from there, or all my social medias is at Tommy Ryman, blah, 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 dry bar. Same stuff, but yeah. And I'm going to go to Louisville sometime. I'm playing that. Louisville. Just edit it. Edit it. Can you edit it so it's did it right?
Yes. Louisville.
Louisville.
There you go. Right there. Louisville.
Nailed it. Yes.
Don't even open your mouth. Just say Louisville.
Louisville.
That's it right there.
Got it.
Cut it.
All right.
Cut it. That's a wrap. He got it.
Well, I know if I'm going to for sure be keeping an eye out for you to come down here. And
no, we're
make us
going to be
laugh.
reaching out to the comedy clubs and forcing them to make him come here.
Get him here now.
Yeah, and we will fill the fuck out of wherever it is.
Oh, 100%.
Oh yeah, everybody's going to buy tickets.
Oh yeah.
That would be
I'm excited.
awesome. All right.
We will make
But
them buy
thank-
tickets.
Yeah.
Thank you again for having me.
Oh my
It's
gosh,
been
this
great.
has been awesome. Thank you so very much.
Yes, I've had an amazing time. Thank you again. It's been fantastic.
Absolutely.
It's been a super highlight of mine to have you on the show for sure.
and I just learned about you when he was like, "Hey, we just booked Tommy Ryman." I was like, "Who is that?" And then he made me watch, and I'm like, "Oh, big fan now."
Yeah.
Nice. See, that's
I
great.
made her watch all
And
your specials.
Yeah,
I
oh no,
showed
we
her-
watched a lot of specials last night while we were fucked.
Yeah. Watched
After the radio
specials,
station.
watched your TikToks. And I saw your
No,
beautiful great
anytime
name.
that
Like, I'm so excited.
The nickname?
Great Dane.
Oh, Great Dane. I was like, what?
No.
Anytime you get a TikTok that comes across from him, you're like, look, 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 look.
It's
Awesome.
awesome. Well, that is going to do it for this episode of the Grace Taproom podcast. Tab, take us out of here.
As always, thanks for listening to this episode. Don't forget to check out our link tree at linktr.ee/Gray's Taproom Podcast 2. You will find many ways to support us. Buy us a coffee because we will be hungover after this episode. You can subscribe to our Patreon. 3 tiers are available for you. Get your buzzed on for $3, get tipsy for $5, or fully loaded for $10.
Don't text and drive, don't drink and drive, and always drink responsibly.
You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here. Taproom closed.
Good night.
Bye.